So today we're going to be reviewing and doing an all-day wear test of the brand new CoverGirl Clean Fresh Blurring Skin Tint SPF 30. Is this the best skin tint so far? In case you're interested, then keep on watching. Hey guys, it's Kat and welcome to my channel. Oh my gosh, I've been doing nothing but reviews and wear tests of all these new launches of skin tints from e.l.f., NYX, Merit Beauty, the list goes on. But when CoverGirl released their new Clean Fresh Blurring Skin Tint, you know I had to test it out on our mature skin. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. So how are you guys doing? It's officially summer and I'm here for it. We've been testing out so many skin tints recently on this channel and I'm excited, especially for this one because I think this might be the one. Now I know I reviewed the e.l.f. Halo Glow Skin Tint SPF 50. I also have been reviewing the NYX Buttermelt Glaze, Merit's The Uniform. They just keep churning out all these skin tints and I'm thrilled. I could not wait to test it out because it's super affordable. It has an SPF of 30 and it's supposed to blur the pores. As far as my track record goes with CoverGirl products, especially complexion products, I haven't really found the one. But maybe this is it for us. Today is the perfect day to test it out because it's going to be super sunny. It's going to get up to 90 degrees. And I definitely need some extra protection as far as an SPF is concerned. So let's go ahead and prep the complexion. Now I've already done my morning skincare routine and I also put on my daily SPF. Today we're going to prime one half of the complexion with a primer and the other side without. You know I love doing that because I want to see the product in its true form to see if it really does blur the pores. So today's primer is going to be from Milani. It is the Conceal+Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. Now you know this is one of my all-time favorites. It's been a minute since I've used it, and the reason why I wanted to use this particular primer is because it contains silicones. We will go over the ingredients of the new blurring skin tint from CoverGirl, but I'm just going to take a tiny dot. Now this is very gelatinous and very smoothing and hydrating at the same time. Now if you're new to my channel, I have normal to dry skin, hyperpigmentation, melasma, fine lines, redness, the occasional pimple, and pores. So as the primer is settling into the skin, let's read up on this new blurring skin tint from CoverGirl. It retails for $13.99 and it comes in 14 shades. I ordered it off the Ulta website and it was constantly sold out, but finally the shade that I wanted was in stock and I picked up shade 420, which is light medium neutral. Now since this is an SPF 30, the main ingredient is of course zinc oxide, which provides the SPF. This is a mineral SPF and it's supposed to be hydrating for up to 24 hours. It provides light coverage and it's supposed to provide a soft mattifying finish. Now you're probably wondering, oh, you know, I don't like a matte finish on my complexion, but this is summertime. It's going to get up into the 90s today and it contains certain ingredients, bamboo extract to absorb excess oil and control shine. I've been actually testing out this skin tint behind the scenes, pushing it to 12, 13, 14 hours, and be sure to watch till the end to see if this is really the best skin tint of the summer. Let's go ahead and see what the consistency is like. This is a skin tint, however, it's kind of thick in formula, which I wasn't prepared for. Let's see what it looks like. Let's apply it to the center of the complexion. Now, like I said, I got the shade 420, which is light medium neutral. I think this is a great shade match for me. It almost feels like a true foundation and not a skin tint. And I'm just working it in with my fingertips. Look at that coverage. It says light coverage, but to me, I think it's more like medium coverage. This is really applying so smoothly. It doesn't feel overly greasy or thin. It feels like a true foundation. Look how beautifully that blended. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take my kabuki brush and stipple it in and make sure it's pressed into the complexion. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my lights down to 20% so we can see exactly how much coverage we're getting with this new skin tint. Amazing coverage, and I just applied a tiny bit, but look how smooth it is. It really is blurring, and I'm sure it's because of the silicones that are in this formula, but it doesn't feel tacky or sticky in the least. And I think that's why I like it, because it's mattifying. I know a lot of us with mature skin, we want something that makes our skin luminous and dewy, but in the heat of the summer, this might be super ideal, but look at that coverage. So what I wanna do, I still have plenty on the back of my hand. I wanna go ahead and apply it to the side where we applied the Milani Conceal+Perfect primer and see if that's gonna make a difference. I have to say, when applying it, it just glides right on. It's so silky smooth, and it has a little bit of that air whipped consistency, but it just literally glides on. And it still has somewhat of a luminosity, even though it's mattifying. My skin is still peeking through, and it looks super healthy. Even though we have the primer on this side, it looks just as smooth as this side without the primer. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply some more so we can build up the coverage. We're just going over the areas where I have my most hyperpigmentation and redness. That is so pretty. This is what it looks like. I love the coverage. I love how it feels so far. So let's go ahead and apply concealer and finish up the look. For concealer today, I'm going to be using the IT Cosmetics Do It All Radiant Concealer. Since this is a mattifying skin tint, I want to add a little bit of glowiness back to the complexion, and this is a beautiful formula. It provides light to medium coverage, and it's a serum concealer. So I'm going to apply just a tiny bit because this skin tint provides surprisingly more coverage than I expected. So we're just applying it right under the under eye area and right around the nose area where I get a little red. And we're just tapping in that concealer, blending it in. Okay, concealer and skin tint are on. Now let's go ahead and apply some bronzer and blush and warm up the complexion. Today's bronzer that I'm going to be using is going to be from Physicians Formula. I did a review recently on this and absolutely love it. It's the Go and Glow bronzer as well as blush. You've got bronzer on one end, the other side has the blush, and I just love this formula because it's so easy to apply. I'm going to take it on a BK Beauty brush and tap off the excess. And since this is a mattifying skin tint, I want to use cream products to add a little bit of that luminosity back to the skin. Creamy without it being overly sticky or dewy. So I like just applying it right across where the sun would naturally hit the complexion. Look how pretty that is. Gives the skin such a beautiful glow. Now for blush, I'm going to be going in with the Camo liquid blush from e.l.f. in the shade Bold Lilac. You know I love these blushes. They're so affordable. And since this is a cream blush, this is really going to last all day, especially on top of a more mattifying skin tint. And I think the color is just exquisite. It's one of my favorite colors. Now the complexion is looking really pretty. I love the combination of the liquid cream blush as well as the cream bronzer from Physicians Formula. It's really sitting beautifully on top of the skin tint, and it is super blurring. Now for eyes, I'm gonna do a really simple, quick, easy eyeshadow look with a new color story from the e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadow palettes, and I picked up Total Smokeshow. I know it's a little dark, but I love these cool tone shades, and I haven't tried it out yet, so I thought we would do a really simple look with this. But I also picked up the color story Take Your Pink, and I thought this was going to be pink. It actually is more peachy as opposed to pink, but these are super cute and they retail for $3. I'm going to start with Take Your Pink. With this, the lightest shade through here, tap off the excess right through there. Same great formula. These are probably the most affordable eyeshadows on the market, and they are worth every penny. And then on a smaller brush, I'm going to go into the deeper shade, which is a matte, and deepen up that first shade, just to add a little bit more depth and dimension. And this is blending out super effortlessly. This is beautiful. Now we're gonna go into Total Smoke Show with the deep dark gray here on an even smaller brush. Go ahead and stamp it on the outer thirds of the eye. Now I'm gonna go in with this charcoal shimmer shade through here on my fingertip. It's like a gunmetal silver. Let's go ahead and swatch it. So let's go ahead and apply it to the lid. And then taking the lightest shade through here and just popping it in the middle of the eyelid. Oh, that's pretty. Ooh, yes. I'm gonna go ahead and line my upper waterline with the new kohl eyeliner pencils from e.l.f. and this is in the shade Smoke Signal. Blending out the kohl eyeliner for a nice smoky eye. And for mascara, I'm just gonna finish up the eye look with the e.l.f. Lash Extender Mascara. This is a tubing formula, and recently I've been having issues with my mascara transferring because it's been so warm, and this is the perfect formula because it is a tubing formula, and it won't give you raccoon eyes. Okay, eyes are done. I really love how this eye look turned out. It may be a little glamorous for a Saturday afternoon, but this look has got to last me all day as well as all night. Once Matt gets out of work today, we're gonna go over to some friend's house and play some cards. I mean, yeah, okay, we're gonna play some cards. I think the only card games that I know actually are poker and blackjack, which lost me a lot of money when I was in Vegas. So yeah. Hopefully there won't be any betting going on, but I'm loving how this look is turning out. Hopefully it'll last all day, but we do need to do the lips. And today I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips with e.l.f. Cream Glide Lip Liner in Espresso Martini. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of lipstick, and this is from Pat McGrath. I found it in my purse and I thought, this is a gorgeous shade, kind of deep, but you know what? We're gonna go for it. And here we are with the final look. What do you think, guys? I really love how this look turned out today, but the most important thing is the skin tint. So let's go ahead and turn down the lights and see exactly how smoothing and blurring this new skin tint is from CoverGirl. I honestly do not see a difference between this side and this side. This side, no primer, and it really is laying smoothly and really blurring the pores. I have the majority of my texture right through here. I did have a pimple a couple of weeks ago, but you can't see it anymore. It's been covered up. It's definitely mattifying, but if we're gonna go out in 90-degree heat, the last thing I want to do is set my complexion because we all know powders can settle into fine lines. So if we're going to find something that's mattifying as well as smoothing during the hot months of summer, this might be super ideal. But even though my skin is normal to dry, this doesn't feel drying at all. Like I said, it has like a really light whipped texture. And when it dries down, it almost feels like the Merit Beauty, the uniform skin tint, and that is super expensive. Like literally, I think that's $48, $38. It's $38. But yeah, this is so pretty. It provides really nice coverage too. Beautiful day out here. We're gonna go out in natural daylight to see how this wears throughout the course of the day. You know how the drill is. We're gonna be in natural daylight, we're gonna be in fluorescent lighting, we're gonna be in lots of lighting to really see how this skin tint performs. But yeah, let's go out in natural daylight and see exactly how this looks. Okay, here we are in natural daylight. It is so hot. It's already 87 degrees out, and I'm really glad that I have the skin tint on. It feels more like a foundation It looks more like a foundation, and I think for those who want to get into skin tint but you require a little bit more coverage, this might be the ideal product for you because it really does perform more like a foundation. It does have that mattifying quality, almost like it dries down, not necessarily as a powdery finish, but it just feels so, the word that I want to say is intact. It doesn't slide around, it doesn't move around on the complexion. Once you lay it down, it's down for the count. It really is. But look how pretty it's laying on the skin. Now, like I said, it's supposed to be a super hot day today. That's why I think it's the perfect day to test this out. I've got to go run a bunch of errands and we'll see how this performs throughout the day, but we will definitely do some check-ins. So let's get up close and personal and see how it looks on this skin. Oh, that's so pretty. And I can't get over how it feels on the skin. It doesn't feel sticky or tacky. This looks good. This looks promising. So we will do another check-in just a bit. And we are back. It's been over 5 hours since we first applied the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Blurring Skin Tint. I've been out in the elements. I went grocery shopping. It is a blistering 90 degrees with a humidity of about 64%. So it's quite hot. So like I said, it's the perfect day to test out this blurring skin tint. And this is definitely more makeup-y, not a skin tint where you can see your skin peeking through and everything is really natural. This definitely is performing like a true foundation, which, like I said, some of you guys might really like it, but it's definitely protecting me from the sun. It's not breaking down. It's not shifting or moving around on the face. I don't feel like I had to set it with any sort of loose or translucent powder. It really is pretty. I mean, wow. And remember, we did use primer on this side of the face and none on this side, but I think both look equally smooth. And I think this is yet another product where you don't have to use primer because of those ingredients, because there's dimethicone and so many silicones in the formula. But it is really pretty and this is super promising. Matt and I were going out tonight over to some friend's house and we're going to play cards. So it'll be very interesting to see how long this will last. Like I said, we are going on over 5 hours. So we'll probably push this to about 12 hours. Hopefully I won't get too tired tonight, but yeah, I'm excited for this. Let's go ahead and look up close and personal how the skin tint is performing. Everything looks great, very promising, but we will definitely do some more check-ins and see how it lasts for up to 12, 13, maybe 14 hours. Just depends upon how long the night is. So I'll definitely do another check-in and I will let you know by the end of the video if this is the best skin tint of the summer. My dogs are barking. It's 12:30 at night and they're barking. Okay. And we are back. It's been over 12 hours since we first applied the new CoverGirl Clean Fresh Blurring Skin Tint SPF 30. And I have some thoughts, but before we get into it, let's turn down the lights to see exactly how this performed over the last 12 hours. Oh my gosh. I have to say, it's been a super long day. I did not do any touch-ups, only to my lips, but this skin tint hung in there like a champ. For those who really want a skin tint feel, but the coverage of a foundation, you would absolutely love this. At a price point of $13.99, 14 flexible shades, this is an amazing skin tint. If you're looking for something that has more coverage but also provides an SPF of 30 that also has good skin loving ingredients, I think this would be the product for you. And honestly, I don't think you need a primer for this skin tint. I think it's just an extra step that you can absolutely forego. There's dimethicone in this product, so it's really going to provide that blurring, smoothing effect. So would I recommend this to you? Absolutely. For the price point, for the coverage, for the ease of how you apply it, it's simply beautiful. And yeah, I think this is going to be my go-to skin tint of the summer. So what do you think, guys? Are you thinking about picking up this new blurring skin tint SPF 30 from CoverGirl? Let me know down in the comments. And also let me know if you want me to do a ranking of all the skin tints that I've reviewed this year. I think that would be fun and very interesting, to say the very least. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you had fun. I know I did. And if you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing. I would love it if you'd be a part of our family. But for now, mwah, mahal kita. I love you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.